So in this video, I'm reading an extract from Sexual Surrogate Partner Therapy. And I'm reading from chapter 3, which I called The Heart of Matter, meaning really the essence of who and what we really are as individuals. To open up the gateway to sexuality without anxiety, individuals are required to make some changes. You see, transformation begins in the mind. The old saying that sex is in the mind is nowhere truer than at this starting point. And these shifts in the mind really do open up new doors within, new pathways in the brain, bringing new possibilities and potential. But before other shifts can be taken, there is a prerequisite, a shift that enables other shifts. It is a shift to the numinous dimension. Now, this word numinous was brought into prominence by Dr. Carl Jung, and it simply means spiritual dimension. It is derived from the word numen, which means spirit. And from a numinous perspective, the client does not have a problem. He or she has an error of perception. The client is already whole and perfectly able to have fulfilling sexual relationships, but it is as though they are walking through life with half a dozen or so overcoats on, and that during a heat wave. The work of surrogate partner therapy is to help them to remove one overcoat at a time until they are no longer covering over their inherent potential for healthy and happy sexual relationships. See, nakedness does not necessarily start with nudity. It starts with uncovering the soul. So transpersonal sexual therapy has a psychotherapeutic, psychological, and physical effects, but it is based on a numinous base. In other words, transpersonal sexual therapy aims to help the client to perceive their existence differently. They see themselves as a separate, isolated individual battling to survive within a malevolent world. But their experience in surrogate partner therapy will be that they will have shifted their perception or raised their consciousness to a level where they see their true self as being connected with the ultimate energy, love itself. You see, repressed emotions and body feelings that have been pushed down into the deep unconscious will emerge through this process to the level of ordinary consciousness during this step-by-step process. And as a consequence, the client will be able to make further shifts, and with help will find that these repressive causes and effects can be eradicated rather than pushed down again, only to emerge at some later date and time. Now, I want to emphasize this term numinous is not being used to describe any religious connection. No. Religions have spent millennia warning their followers of the perils of sex and creating enough sexual repression in the collective consciousness to last further millennia. According to organized religions, there must be so many trillions of souls in eternal hellfire because they dared to think sexual thoughts or engage in sexual relations outside of marriage. How many men are now languishing in the lakes of burning sulfur because they masturbated in adolescence. I hardly dread to think. No, there is no ICASA doctrine. We're not preaching or teaching spiritual dogma. Transpersonal therapy deals with consciousness, which is part of the numinous. Raising consciousness above the level of fear or worry releases the body to respond in ways that usually amaze clients. This isn't weird, neither is it surprising. It's not supernatural. Treating the whole person as distinct from treating the effects or symptoms of the problem is simply helping the client to return to their natural state. The cure is not miraculous. It is expected. I'm David Brown, and this is the School of Intimacy, Consciousness, and Self-Awareness.